Hello, neighbor. I'm so glad you're here again. In this quiet space of ours, on some days, I just like to sit here and look out the window, to watch the street as it settles into a late afternoon. The sunlight is no longer harsh. It pours a honey-colored light on the old brick walls and the green canopy of the trees. I can hear the hiss of a bus braking at a distant stop, the echo of children's laughter after school, and the sound of a bird chatting on a telephone wire. And I watch the people flowing by in a quiet stream, each person with their own way of being, each with their own pace. A woman hurries along with bags in her hands, probably thinking about dinner. A young man with headphones on, nodding gently to a rhythm only he can hear. An older couple walking very slowly, hand in hand, not saying a word, but seeming to share a whole lifetime between them. Where are they going? What are they thinking? Behind each face that passes by, there is an entire world, a world of quiet joys, of sorrows that have no name, of newly sprouted hopes and memories that lie sleeping in this endless current of life. It can be easy sometimes to feel like you are just a single drop, an anonymous face in the crowd, a small, silent, and replaceable existence. The world outside has so many ways of telling us that we need to be different, that we need to be faster, more successful, more noticeable, that we must have some grand story to tell. Those sounds are so loud. They are like strong winds that can sometimes make us unsteady, make us lose our way. They overwhelm another voice, a voice that is quieter, more truthful, a voice that whispers from deep within us. But there is a simple truth, a truth that a very kind neighbor spent his whole life reminding all of us. A truth not meant for conquering the world, but for soothing our own souls. A truth that today we can listen to again, together, that you are special, exactly as you are right now. That specialness is not something to be found or won. It is not a trophy to be displayed on a shelf. It has always been there from the very first moment. It lies in the very things that make you you, the things that no one else in this world has, no matter how hard they might try. Let's just think about this for a moment, very slowly. Of the more than 8 billion people on this planet, and of the countless billions who have ever lived and will ever live, no one has the same exact set of fingerprints as you. That's a miracle, isn't it? A unique signature given to you by creation, but your uniqueness goes so much deeper than that. No one has your exact memories. No one has ever seen the morning sky from your window with the exact same feelings you had on that particular day. Maybe it was a winter morning in Pittsburgh, when the snow was falling so lightly, covering everything in a thin white blanket, and you felt a strange sense of peace. Maybe it was a humid summer afternoon, when the cicadas were buzzing, and you felt a gentle, nameless sadness. Those moments, those feelings, they belong only to you. No one has ever listened to a piece of music and had it stir their soul in the very same way it stirs yours. With the same symphony, another person might hear grandeur, but you might hear a tender loneliness. With the same song, another person might want to dance, but you might want to sit still and let quiet tears fall. That connection between sound and your spirit is unique. Think about an ordinary object in your home. Maybe it's an old coffee mug with a small chip on the rim. To anyone else, it's just a damaged cup, something to perhaps be replaced, but to you, that chip is a memory. It might be the mark of a hurried morning many years ago, or the result of your child's clumsy hands when they were small. Every time your lips touch that little imperfection, you don't feel annoyance, but a warm feeling washes over you. That is a world that only you can understand, woven from the invisible threads of experience and love. Your specialness is there, in the secret meanings that only you give to your world, your inner world, your thoughts, your dreams, your unanswered questions, your unspoken fears. It is a land all its own. There are sunny corners where you keep your happiest memories. There are familiar paths you walk down when you are tired. There are also dense forests and deep valleys that sometimes you yourself are hesitant to explore. Only you hold the map to that land. Your specialness is in the way you notice the world. Perhaps you are the one who always sees the little things, a tiny wildflower growing bravely from a crack in the concrete sidewalk, the way the late afternoon sun catches the dust motes dancing in the air, turning them into a glittering ballet, the way a stranger smiles at their dog, a smile not meant for anyone else, but that spreads warmth all around. So many people will walk right by and not see, but you do. That ability to find beauty in unexpected places, that is a gift. That is a special part of you. Or perhaps you are a person with a deep heart. You feel things intensely. Your joy is radiant, as if the whole world is smiling with you. And your sorrow is profound, like a quiet rain that washes the soul. Sometimes feeling so much can be tiring. The world can seem too loud, too harsh. But that ability to connect so honestly with emotion, that is a strength. It allows you to have empathy, to love fully, and to live a life of rich color instead of just shades of gray. That is very special. Your specialness is also in your scars, the times you have stumbled, the times your heart was broken by a promise that was not kept, the times you felt utterly alone in this big world, the times you thought you could not possibly get back up, but somehow you did. You are still here, still breathing, still listening. Those experiences are not signs of weakness or failure. They are proof of your resilience. They have sculpted you into the person you are today, someone deeper, stronger, and perhaps kinder, because only those who have felt the cold can truly appreciate the warmth. We have a tendency to hide the parts of ourselves we think are imperfect. We build walls around our hearts. We are afraid of being judged. We are afraid that if other people saw our fears, our insecurities, our moments of weakness, they would stop loving us. There is an ancient Japanese art form called kintsugi. When a treasured piece of pottery breaks, they don't throw it away or try to hide the cracks. Instead, they use a special lacquer mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum to mend the pieces. As a result, the break is not hidden, but highlighted, becoming a unique part of the object's story. Those glittering gold lines tell a story of brokenness and repair, of history and resilience. They make the object more beautiful, more unique, and more valuable than it was before. Perhaps our souls are like that. Our wounds and our scars are not things to be hidden in shame. They can become the very places where the golden light of empathy, of strength, and a unique beauty shines through. It is these very things that make us more real, more human. It is in the imperfections that the light can get in. It is through our vulnerability that we can connect with each other in the most honest way. When you dare to share one of your fears, you give another person permission to see themselves in you. And that is the beginning of empathy. Maybe your story is not an epic that will be told for ages. Maybe your life does not have the dramatic turns of a movie. Maybe it is just a series of quiet days. Waking up, going to work, having dinner, reading a few pages of a book, and going to sleep. And maybe you sometimes feel that your life is so ordinary, so unremarkable. But an ordinary life lived with kindness and compassion is never ordinary. It is extraordinary. I think of Mrs. Eleanor, the librarian at the Carnegie Library near my home for so many years. She was not a famous person. She didn't write books or give speeches. Her job was to organize and stamp books, but she remembered that I liked stories about Pennsylvania history. She knew that young Sarah loved books with pictures of animals. She patiently showed a college freshman how to find resources for his term paper. She was a quiet person, but she built a bridge of knowledge and soul for generations in this neighborhood. Her specialness was not on the front page of any newspaper, but it lives on in the minds of everyone to whom she smiled and said, "Let's see what we can find for you." The fact that you still hold on to gentleness after being hurt, the fact that you still choose to smile at the cashier even when you are having a bad day, the fact that you listen to a friend in need without rushing to give advice. These small acts, they are quiet poems, and the quiet poems are often the most beautiful ones. A garden would not be beautiful if all the flowers were red roses of the same size and shape. Its beauty lies in its diversity. There is the deep red rose, the pure white daisy, the gentle purple lavender, and even the weeds that grow in between. Each has its own beauty and its own fragrance. The strength of the garden is in the harmony of its differences, and this world, it is a giant garden. It needs your flower. It needs your note. It needs your color. Trying to be someone else is not only exhausting, it's like a daisy trying to become a rose. It will never have that deep red color, and it will lose its own pure whiteness. It also robs the world of the one precious thing that only you can give, and that is you. So, my friend, the one who is listening to these words, the next time you look in the mirror and that familiar, critical voice in your head chimes in, pointing out the wrinkles, the gray hairs, the imperfections. The next time you scroll through the seemingly perfect lives of others and begin to compare, feeling that you are not enough, Just try to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and place a hand on your heart. Feel its rhythm, that steady, faithful beat that has been with you since your first days. Please remember, you don't have to be the best at everything. You just need to be the truest version of yourself. Honesty has its own beauty, its own power, that perfection can never have. Your worth is not measured by the praise of others, or by the balance in your bank account, or by the achievements you collect. Your worth is inherent, like the worth of a star, or a drop of morning dew. It cannot be taken away. It does not need to be earned. It simply is. You are loved, not in spite of your imperfections, but for the whole person that you are, including them, the people who truly belong in your life. They will love your scars and your hidden corners. 2. You are here in this world for a reason. Your existence, no matter how quiet, makes ripples in the world in ways you may never know. A kind word you said years ago may still be warming someone's heart today. A genuine smile may have changed the course of a stranger's difficult day. A small act of help may have planted a seed of goodness in someone else. They all matter. You are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Please remember that you've made this day a special day just by being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and that, in itself, is a miracle. Thank you for being here. My neighbor,